Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Rahman Tutorials. In this video we are going to learn about carbon cycle class 9. Do you know what is carbon? Carbon has atomic number 6 present in the second row in the periodic table. What is importance of carbon's existence? Do we need some Professor Mr. X to answer this? Ha ha ha! We literally would not be able to exist without carbon. Is it that important? It is present in some form or the other form in every life. How? We all are made of cells. Cells contains molecules, molecule contain atoms. Carbon is one such type of atom, but it comes in different shapes and forms. Have you ever been to beach? Beach? Did I hear beach? Surfing time. Hold on, Rahman. Almost everything you see, these rocks, shells, even the ocean contains carbon. Even a tennis racket, lead of a pencil, your favorite fizzy drink, or even a sparkly diamond. They all have carbon. Looks like almost everything seems to either contain carbon or needs carbon to survive. Then, if carbon is super high level important, won't it get all used up? That's where nature steps in and saves all of us. It is constantly recycling carbon so we don't run out. Just like a spinning wheel, carbon is constantly circulating between the living and non-living things. This cycle is called the carbon cycle. Now, we can further divide the cycle into the biological carbon cycle and the geological carbon cycle. The biological carbon cycle can span from a few days to thousands of years, while the geological carbon cycle can go on for millions of years. Let's first talk about the biological carbon cycle. The cycle starts with the autotrophs, which can make their own foods, plants. Can you make your own food, Rahman? Well, I can order my food owned by myself just like that. Yum! The cycle begins with the process of photosynthesis in plants. To make their own food, plants need carbon. This carbon present in air in the form of carbon dioxide. During photosynthesis, in the presence of sunlight, plants take in carbon. This carbon is then converted into glucose molecules. Thus, the chemical equation of photosynthesis look like 6 carbon dioxide plus 6 water molecules in the presence of sunlight converts into glucose and oxygen. Now, when we get a weak supply of food home, do we eat up once? No. We eat some, we store, right? Similarly, the glucose is used up by the plants for its activities and stored the extra glucose for further use. Now, what about us, dogs, tigers, etc.? None of us can make our own food. So, we eat plants or other animals to survive. We are the heterotrophs. Oh, who am I then? I only need burgers to survive. Ha ha ha. Anyways, when animals eat plants, the carbon content in the plants is transferred to them. Now, some animals like tigers, etc. do not eat plants, but they do eat the plant-eating animals. When that happens, the carbon content enters their bodies well. In this way, the carbon enters all of us through the food chain. Now, time for the second half of the biological carbon cycle. As the sun rises every day, it also has to set. Similarly, the carbon that comes in has to go out. How? Should I use vacuum cleaner to suck the carbon out? No. When the plants and animals respire, they release this carbon content into the atmosphere. How is that happen? When plants and animals need energy, they break down glucose molecule containing carbon through a process cellular respiration. Just like we convert sugar to sugar syrup. This breakdown converts the trapped carbon in carbon dioxide, which is then released back into the atmosphere. This is the chemical equation of respiration. Glucose organic matter in the presence of oxygen converts to carbon dioxide, water and energy. Also, when plants and animals die, they start to decay. Decomposers act on the dead organic matter releasing carbon dioxide. First, carbon dioxide that was taken in by the organism is released back into the atmosphere, making the end of the biological carbon cycle. Yeah, carbon is going back to its mummy. Oh, Rahman, only you can say something like that. Now, let's talk about the other type of carbon cycle, the geological carbon cycle. In geological carbon cycle, carbon circulates between air, water, rocks, soil through the processes like weathering, sedimentation, subduction, volcanic eruption, etc. Let's talk down little bit to understand step by step. In the atmosphere, when carbon dioxide dissolves in raindrops, it forms weak carbonic acid. This rainwater, on reaching the Earth's surface, slowly starts causing weathering of rocks, forming carbonate compounds. Now, due to erosion, these carbonate compounds are washed into the oceans, then they get deposited at settling at the bottom of the ocean. Over time, just like a stack of pancakes, several layers of sediments accumulates on the floor. When conditions are suitable, large deposits of these sediments converts into rock-like limestone. Formation of such limestones, isolate and cluster formation of millions of years forms the earth crust. This process of capturing and storing carbon is termed as sequestration. The natural reservoirs like limestone rock that store carbon are called carbon sinks. Now, when one tectonic plate moves beneath the other, the limestone rocks are pushed deeper into the earth. This process is called subduction. What happens when we heat ice? It melts. Similarly, in the earth, heat and pressure cause the limestone rock to melt, releasing carbon dioxide from rock through volcanic eruption. This carbon dioxide is released back into the atmosphere, completing the geological cycle. Besides this, due to human activities, a lot of additional carbon dioxide is being emitted into the atmosphere. How? Millions of years ago, many plants and animal remains containing carbon got buried deep into the soil. Just like I bury my secret treasure. Ha ha ha. Stop it, Rahman. Within the earth, these remains are subjected to extreme temperature, pressure for millions of years. Eventually, they get converted into fossil fuels such as coal, natural gas, oil, etc. Now, for most of our activities like cooking, driving, etc., we use these fossil fuels, releasing the stored carbon into the atmosphere. Aha! That would I have been saying all along. Stop cooking, start ordering. Ha ha ha! Stop it, Rahman. Such human activities are affecting the carbon cycle. Due to industrial revolution, the demand for the fossil fuel are increasing globally. Just like eating food happens much faster than cooking it, formation of fossil fuel being used up much faster than that they can be naturally formed. Also, as burning of fossil fuel releases carbon dioxide, led elevated levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. We know that plants absorb carbon dioxide and helps in maintaining carbon dioxide balance. Large scale deforestation is leading in increase in carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. So, overall, nature has devised a great system of recycling carbon in the atmosphere, whether biologically through plants and animals or geologically through limestone and weathering. It's now our responsibility to maintain it.